The LA Chargers just signed an interesting defensive end, and I've been waiting for this because it's a Big Ten guy that Jim Harbaugh played last year. He was at Minnesota. His name is Chris Collins. He was with North Carolina, transferred from North Carolina, final year of eligibility to Minnesota, Golden Gophers. Michigan played them last year, absolutely destroyed them. But I'm wondering if Harbaugh, if this guy caught Harbaugh's eye, and now here he is. So let's take a look at him, and it's interesting what he might be able to bring to the Chargers. So he was signed. He's an outside linebacker, but he did play defensive end at Minnesota. So you can see kind of his size. It would say that he's more of a defensive end. He played 12 games at Minnesota after a 5-year career at North Carolina. Holy smokes. So 5-year career because he probably redshirted, probably a little COVID action in there. And then he goes to Minnesota. So it's a 6-year mature guy that, like, I don't know. Right. And so again, I think it's a Big Ten connection between Jim Harbaugh. And by the way, you're like, wait, are we on a Detroit Lions channel? Where are we at here? We're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel is all about the LA Chargers. Our main channel is Sports Talk Detroit, but we have this channel talking all about the Chargers because can't wait to see what Jim Harbaugh does. Gives you an unbiased look into your team. And so here's the thing. Over his career with the Tar Heels and Golden Gophers, he was in 54 games, 6.5 sacks, had a fumble, forced fumble, recovery, interception. He helped Minnesota win. He helped North Carolina win. So it's like, okay, right? Kind of take a look at this, and you can see how he was a captain. He's 6'5", 255. So I was like, all right, 6th-year guy. So he's a big dude. He played in all 12 games, 18 tackles, and it kind of goes game by game. But just keep an eye on this guy if you're a Chargers fan, because I've been waiting for this, and it's hasn't happened, quite honestly, as much as I thought it would, where Jim Harbaugh finds a Big Ten guy that he played against. He was in the same conference. You could really maybe see where Harbaugh's like, hey, we played him. He jumped on film as we were preparing, get him in here. And I really like that. So keep an eye on Chris Collins. Okay, next thing I want to take a look at. The schedule's about to come out, and just want to give you kind of, again, an unbiased look into your schedule. And I got to tell you, it's kind of looking good. And so we don't know exactly when and where you're going to play, but we do know the opponents. So you look at the home opponents, you know your division, fine. You got Kansas City twice. Well, let's just look at home. All right, so we're looking here at the home schedule. Kansas City, fine. Raiders, I mean, they had an opportunity to change their franchise this offseason. What do? They bring back the interim coach who's popular. That just doesn't work ever. And they draft, they don't have a quarterback. So perfect. Thank you. Denver Broncos, rookie quarterback. So you look at these games right here in your division, you have a better quarterback than two of the teams. Cool. Now you got to play the Ravens and the Bengals. Tough. Don't like that. But look at these three teams. Winnable, manageable. So your home opponents, you have 3 tough games that are just like straight up going to be difficult. Outside of those 3 games, it's manageable. Run the ball, do what you're going to do. I don't hate it. All right, let's look at the road. Same thing. We know, again, put a finger up for like one team there that I don't like, Kansas City. Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh on the road. Don't like any of those. We're now at 3. So again, remember, 3 home teams I didn't like, 3 road teams so far. But again, look at this. Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is the bottom of the NFL right there. Now, to be fair, they're looking at the Chargers, rebuild, new, turn over the roster is like, we'll beat them, right? But I'm just looking here. I see 6 games on the entire schedule that are like, that's tough. That's hard. Outside of those 6 games, very manageable. And I think I saw somewhere where the Chargers have the easiest easiest schedule. Again, it's not going to be easy. It's the NFL teams. You never know who's going to surprise. Could be like the Saints this year. Tampa was good last year. You never know. But oh my gosh, these road games in a dome, warm weather. Ooh, tough there. Don't like these. And then your division, you just know what it is. So again, if you are a Chargers fan, you look at your opponents and it is manageable. That's what you want to see. You'd hate to see where half the schedule is very difficult. The reality is you got to start with your division, and you look at the division, you have the Super Bowl champs in your division. That's not cool. Don't like that. But the other two teams are in shambles. I mean, there's no direction, there's no core, there's no chemistry, there's no culture, but you have it with the Chargers, and Jim Harbaugh's going to set that. You're going to be very physical. You're going to be disciplined. You're going to play together, balanced, all the things that you're supposed to do in football. That's hard to do, right? Every team would do it if they could do it. Harbaugh does it. I don't know how he does it, but his teams are they're under control. You're going to be in games that you weren't in last year. You're going to steal a game here. You're going to be right down. You need a bounce here, bounce there. Like, that's the type of team that Harbaugh's going to have you in every single game. And so when you look at the schedule, you're like, well, all right, division opponent's fine. These are tough teams. Don't hate this at all. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting, and I can't wait to see it. So, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. For those that have subscribed to this channel, we really appreciate it. It's been a fun ride getting to know this community. If you haven't subscribed, you've watched a few videos by now, hit that subscribe button, as we are on almost to 5,000. Maybe we're already there. I don't know. 5,000 subs. And it's been a lot of fun because just talking and being with another fan base. Because it's like, yeah, we as Detroit Lions fans have seen what it takes and what a successful rebuild, rebranding looks like. And it's mirrored almost perfectly to what the Chargers have done this offseason. Very patient, methodical in free agency, almost boring and like, what are we doing? Are we doing anything? That's fine. You don't screw anything up with that first free agency period of the first regime chance to do something. Nope. Be patient. Next thing, draft. Trenches, number one. Don't go for the shiny object at the top of the draft. Get the best tackle. Then you get your receiver later in the draft. Then you get your starting linebacker. Then you get wide receivers later in the draft that could help you. Just the whole thing looks really good, and can't wait to see what the Chargers do, because it's very mirrored to the Lions. And it's like, these guys get it. They're doing it right. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.